In this video, we're gonna talk about VRAY for 3ds Max. So in the previous video, we saw how to download and install VRAY using the various versions, like the student version or trial version, and also the official version, which is gonna be for monthly subscription or annual or other options. So this is the VRAY toolbar right here. This should appear as soon as you get into 3ds Max once you have installed VRAY. And if it doesn't show up, you can go up to the toolbar of 3ds Max. You can just right click, but be careful where you right click. You should be like in a kind of an empty spot. Be careful not to click on an icon, and you should see this list here, this drop down menu. So if you go all the way down, you should see VRAY toolbar. So this is the first sign that is going to be positive for you. It means that you have installed VRAY for 3ds Max correctly. And so you should see this toolbar right here. And this is the first thing you should see. And if you go in the render setup panel in 3ds Max, you should also see here the panel, and in the renderer you can click. You can see here there is Arnold right now. So if you click there, you should see this other drop-down list, and here you will find VRAY and VRAY GPU. If you have a strong GPU, you can use VRAY GPU, or you can go for the standard. And so here you can select Corona, for example, or Arnold, or other render engines out there. And if you are interested in other render engines, you should see other videos and video courses on the channel, or you can write comments, you can ask for questions. Okay, so make sure that you have VRAY selected here, and this is gonna be another really important part of the VRAY render. So there will be different panels in this render setup. So common section is the same of the one that you will find in 3ds Max. Nothing changes so far. And then you have extra panels for VRAY. So this is gonna look like the same for every render engine that you select. And then these additional panels here on the right are gonna be changing according to the renderer that you have installed and selected to be used for your renderings. So you can see here we have a bunch of other panels that we're gonna talk about later on. We have the panel for GI, which is global illumination. So this is probably the most important one because it's the one defining how the global illumination works. And you can click and switch from advanced to default or simple. If you want to have some extra options to tweak, you can click there, expand, and you're gonna have extra parameters to be more precise and to have more control. And then we have another panel here for the settings, which are additional settings for the render. And then we have render elements, which will let you divide your render into various layers or elements so that you can work with that in post-production. Now let's close the panel, let's move on. Again, this is going to be an introduction for the render engine. We're not going to go into deep with that. So I'm just going to create a text here in 3ds Max using the text plus tool. I'm going to type VRAY, and this is just to have something to test the render engine and to make our first rendering to see if everything is going fine with the VRAY render. So I'm going to copy this by clicking, dragging, holding Shift and creating a copy. And I'm gonna also edit this. I'm gonna call this 3ds or 3ds Max. Okay, now if you're interested in 3ds Max, you can see the course about 3ds Max. So this is gonna be only about VRAY, but if you don't know how to use 3ds Max, you want to become a little bit more expert, you can check the video course, the 3ds Max video course. So I'm just gonna assign here colors, and colors that you can assign in the modify panel in 3ds Max are gonna work not really like materials, but they're gonna work. So we're gonna see this color showing up in the render. So you can see here I'm selecting the text, selecting the modify panel, selecting the color, change the color, and that's it. So I'm just gonna work with colors, not gonna work with materials at the moment. We're gonna expand on materials. We're gonna talk about materials, gonna talk about lights later. We're gonna see all the different tools and parameters later. This is just an introduction, just to show you how everything begins, how you can start. So I'm gonna go here and go back to the render settings, make sure that I have the VRAY and not another render engine. Now, when you work with Corona, you're gonna use Corona materials. When you work with Arnold, you're gonna use Arnold materials. But they also work with simple colors. So you can also choose to work just with colors if you want to keep it simple. Now you can see here I'm extruding a little bit because we need some 3D to be visualized in the render, otherwise it's not going to be visible. So this is important for showing up the objects in the render. And I'm also using a bevel. Now make sure you use a good font for this. I'm using now this open source font, and it apparently doesn't work pretty good there on the A of the VRAY text. So I'm just gonna try to fix this by adjusting the bevel depth. And again, not gonna explain too much about 3ds Max because this is all topics that these are all topics that are treated in the 3ds Max video course. I'm gonna convert this into poly also. So by converting into poly, I can then use other modifiers if I want. So if I go there, you can see editable poly, and I can fix the mesh. I can adjust if something is not good, and I can also, now I'm just selecting there the edges. So you can apply a bevel also using the chamfer parameter here, and maybe it's gonna look better than the other chamfer that we used before. So you have many options to do this in 3ds Max. So I'm just trying to test here which one works the best. With this particular font, probably you won't have any issue with other fonts, but this looks pretty good. So I'm going to run a render here and see what's gonna happen. And you can see nothing is happening basically. Everything is totally black. And this is the VRAY frame buffer, by the way, which is another really important tool in VRAY, probably the most important one, because this is where we can see our renders, when we can store our render tests, and where we can also see the different render elements. So save a render, we can apply some post-production layers later on. We're gonna talk about all of this stuff during the course. We have some statistics showing up what's happening here in the render, what's going on in terms of polygons and photons and noise and so on. So this is how the VRAY frame buffer is composed, and you have also up there these little teapots which represent the rendering icon also in 3ds Max. So if you press play there, you have interactive rendering, or you have like the standard rendering, which is not going to be interactive. You're gonna have to wait to, and then you're gonna have like a static rendering. While when you use interactive, you can change interactively the scene, and everything is gonna be real time. So if I press play here, now I'm running the interactive render. You can see there, and I can also refresh it. And we're gonna see also extra features later on for the rendering. So I'm gonna stop it right now. So if you press play, you're gonna start. If you press stop, you will abort the interactive rendering, and you can start all over. You can fix your scene, get back there. So let's go back to render setup again. And if you go into VRAY, If you open up the IPR options, this is the interactive rendering basically. So if you click there, it's gonna open up from there as well. So every time you're gonna run a render anywhere, it's gonna bring up the VRAY frame buffer. And you can see that there is a panel also concerning the frame buffer up there, and also some options for the renderings that we're gonna see later. So just keeping it simple, we're gonna add a light, and you can see we have standard lights, we have photometric lights, we have VRAY lights. Now let's bring in an Omni Light, which is probably the simplest light that you can add. And as you notice, this is a 3ds Max light. This is not a VRAY light. So I'm gonna run it, but you can see it works. So you can use standard lights with 3ds Max just as you use VRAY, just as we use the standard colors or standard materials. They will work, but I think it's more appropriate to use VRAY lights and VRAY materials. But you can still use some of the assets and tools that you find in the standard 3ds Max, and you can use them with VRAY, you can use them with Corona, you can use them with other renders. Now we can also add a VRAY plane light with the, sorry, this is a VRAY plane, which is gonna be like a plane or a floor for our scene, and you can add a VRAY plane light. So don't confuse the VRAY plane and the VRAY plane light, which is gonna be an area light. You can see that just clicking and dragging will bring the area light, and you can also change the dimensions. And I'm placing this in the left side, and holding shift and moving it, I'm gonna make a copy. So this is gonna be a second light, and I'm gonna rotate it using the rotate tool and the angular snapping tool here, just to have more control. Now again, all of these tools will be explained and deeply covered in the 3ds Max course. Just gonna use the 3ds Max tools together with the VRAY assets or tools and parameters. So let's run a render now, and let's see how things change. Now you can see that with the plane, with the VRAY plane, we have a floor, and this is already making things a little bit more interesting because we have shadows, and we already have shadows also in the VRAY lights. And you can see there, this is in interactive renderings. If I move into the perspective, I can also move into the render because it's gonna be interactive. So if I move a light also, there is gonna move also in the rendering. But be careful because it changed also the view. So I need to get back to the perspective, and you can see that when I change the view, it's gonna change the render. So to fix this, we can go to render setup again and say that I want to lock this view. So it's gonna be locked now into this view. So I can edit the scene into other views, but still gonna render the perspective. And I can click there and drag out those side panels that I'm gonna use later. I'm just gonna use this central view, which is gonna be my render view. And you can see there, if I move the plane there, it's gonna interactively update the scene. So maybe this looks better if I drag this a little bit down or a little bit up, depending on what you want to do. You can also delete it. And I also have a technique which looks nice, and which is to apply a sphere as a background, not just a simple plane. But you can see now also the text looks nice because we have this nice light and shadows coming from the VRAY lights. So okay, so if you select the object and you're gonna edit the object into another view, it's gonna still change the view. So you need to refresh it to bring it back to the perspective. So be careful. You can select things in other views, but you cannot edit things in other views in order to stay in the perspective. Now I'm gonna create a sphere here just to show you how it's gonna look like. and in my opinion it's gonna give a nice background effect. There you go. So it's gonna be like a uniform color there in the background, but it's not like total black, which is sometimes not really good. Now we're also gonna talk about alpha channel. Now in this case, you don't have a transparent background because you have this sphere assigned, and so it's not gonna give you the transparent background. And you can change a little bit the color. Now this sphere that you place around your scene is also gonna contribute to the reflections and the ambient lighting. And we have a particular technique that is called HDRI and image-based lighting, which we're gonna cover later, that we can use to have a better result in terms of rendering, in terms of background, in terms of reflections. But again, this is everything a little bit more advanced. This is just to begin to work with 3ds Max. Now you can see I moved the sphere a little bit up just to have those nice light effects there on the floor. So you can start to play around now with VRAY for 3ds Max. And remember, this is just the beginning. In the course, we will see how we can work more accurately with lights, with materials, with render settings, and everything else. So if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel. If you want to support us, you can join our channel, leave your comments, leave your questions, leave your suggestions, and if you want, you can write and ask for assistance. See you in the next video.